And Vietnam and the United Kingdoms are entering a new chapter in their bilateral relations. At Party General Secretary To Lâm begins his official visit to the UK. Both sides are looking to translate political trust into stronger economic and business cooperation. In this context, our reporter had an interview with Mr Denzel Eades, chairman of the British Chamber of Commerce in Vietnam, to discuss the significance of this visit's businesses' expectation and the prospects of future cooperation between the two countries.
Thank you for joining our interview. So what does Party General Secretary To Lem's official visit to the United Kingdom mean for the overall Vietnam-UK relationship, particularly in trade, business and investment cooperation?
The General Secretary's visit to the UK today is a monumentous event which really builds on the UK Free Trade Agreement, which was signed in 2020, the UK's accession to the CPTPP. I think in terms of the key areas and opportunities that can be seen, bilateral trade between the UK and Vietnam is now at over $9 billion US. Foreign direct investment into Vietnam within the region of around about $4.5 billion US and over 600 projects. So the market opportunity, both in the UK but also in Vietnam, is really significant. And I think we can expect to see that trade and investment to grow following the General Secretary's visit.
So as one of the key business bridges between the two countries, what are BritCham's expectations for this visit?
The British Chamber of Commerce is actually one of the oldest chambers of commerce in Vietnam. It's been operating for over 30 years. And the key objective of the chamber has really been to support the private sector to engage in Vietnam and to support Vietnamese businesses to access the UK market. So through that network, we've enabled investment to be able to access the two different markets, to support the private sector in engaging in the Vietnamese market, in developing their business and in working with the respective governments in doing so. Key areas that we've been involved in, let's say, the last sort of 2 or 3 years, BritCham has been central to the development of the International Financial Centre. And I think we can expect to see strategic cooperation in key areas, finance, the environment, education and technology.
So in the lead up to this visit, Vietnam-UK economic relations have shown strong growth under the UK-VFTA. What do you see as the most promising areas for future cooperation?
I think this will be a really positive area for development going forward, joint ventures in the energy sector. But I also think partnerships and joint ventures in the private sector more generally are an area which can be a really core focus of British and Vietnamese private sector cooperation in the next 5 years. And that can be across all sectors. So we can be looking at agriculture, food, hospitality, education, energy, partnership being the central driver for that cooperation.
Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.